You've decided Florida's for you, so now some things to consider when moving to Florida in 2020. Hi, my name's Craig Cunha. I'm a real estate agent with John R. Wood Properties right here in Southwest Florida. And if you want to know what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, or buy real estate on the Gulf Coast, then this is the channel for you. I've been getting calls from people every day about what it's like to be in our community here, and I just love it. So if you are here for the first time, go ahead and subscribe and even like and comment to be sure to get the videos going forward. And if there's anything that I can do for you, you have to call, text, or email, whatever your preferred method, and I'll be sure to get right back to you. The first thing to consider when moving to Florida, especially in 2020, is what are things like there right now? I've been getting that question a lot, and quite honestly, things are kind of fantastic. We're one of the first states, I believe, that we're fully back open again. We got back into our third phase. The mask mandates are variable depending on where you are. The state itself says that you can go into establishments full capacity, gyms are open, bars are open, all that kind of stuff, but the establishment themselves can turn you away if you don't have a mask. Now, I was up to Clearwater Beach last weekend, and I noticed that you could not go into many establishments without a mask. So keep it on you at all times. You may have to end up wearing it whether you want to or not if you want service there. A couple other places to consider: Fort Myers Beach. It has it in select places, so does Naples. It seems that in Cape Coral and Fort Myers, things are a little bit more laid back with it, but I know that areas such as even Miami, that was pretty hard hit in the beginning, they also have the mask mandate. So keep that in mind, but otherwise everything's fantastic. We're about to head into season. The weather's kind of teasing us right now, giving us a couple cool mornings, and we're just waiting for that break to finally come. One of the first things to consider is where to live. Well, that's highly dependent on, do you have somebody here already, like family or friend, that's going to help you get started? Do you have a job that you've already taken that you're going to live in that particular area because of the job? If those aren't situations for you, then you want to think about lifestyle. What are the things I want to be near or have close by with easy access? If you know that you're somebody that has a lifestyle that involves water activities, boating, windsurfing, or even just the beaches, then you want to look coastal. So on the East Coast, you're going to have obviously the Atlantic Ocean, and the waters are super blue there, a little stronger currents, and the water's a little colder. On the East Coast, things are a little bit faster paced because many of the people came from areas like New York and New Jersey, and it's just that different element. They bring it right into the area, so it's a very fast paced thing. Also, Miami's a pretty fast paced city. But as far as West Coast, we've got the warmer waters in the Gulf over here, and the water isn't quite as rough. So there are some pretty big differences when you're thinking about coastal living. But one thing about coastal living I'll tell you that I absolutely love is the breezes that come off the water. So no matter how warm, how humid, and how miserable some people might be inland, just travel to the beach, take in the breezes, and you'll be just fine. All right, we talked about the lifestyle, so let's talk about pace. I briefly mentioned the faster pace on the East Coast. Pace is going to vary from town to town. So if you want fast paced, you want Miami, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville. Those are kind of the up-tempo places. They're going to be bigger cities, lots of things to do there, more jobs, more people, more congestion, and a super social setting. So if you're just that outgoing person that wants to be around all kinds of people and you don't mind all that hustle and bustle and a little bit of the congestion that comes with it, then maybe a big city's for you. Okay, the next one is small towns. Now, small towns have slower pace. It's going to be quieter. There'll be less options for shopping and for dining out. Your dollars may go a little further, whether it's with property or just the cost of living in general, but small town living is something that a lot of people do look for, and there's quaint little towns like Mount Dora, Punta Gorda, Winter Haven, great little places. I visit them on my day trips, so I can speak directly to it. They're cute little towns that you could live in. It's just you're going to give up a lot of the conveniences you'll have at the larger city. Then we have the pace right in between. Southwest Florida is exactly that. So Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Naples, I'll even jump up into Sarasota and talk about that because they're all kind of the same when it comes to the things they offer. These areas, they offer you a bunch of stuff, usually within 15 to 30 minutes max commute. So everything's pretty close by. You'll get a lot of the big box stores. You'll get many of the franchised restaurants, and even some of the other specialty places that you aren't going to find in a small town. The advantage to this kind of living is that you can have it really fast if you want to, or really slow if you want it that way. Now, we do have airports in these areas. Southwest Florida, our main airport is RSW. That one is international. So again, the commute for most people is somewhere in the 30, maybe 45 minutes max, depends how far out they are. Punta Gorda has a smaller airport that allows you to get to some of these other destinations like Nashville and Asheville relatively easily. Again, 30-minute commute for most places. I-75 is our main highway, and that is a short commute again for most folks. So if you have to commute to work north or south, I-75 is most likely where you're going to go. Either that or US 41. US 41 is more of a business street, so there are lights and it's a little more congested and it can take a little more time. But those are your main thoroughfares north and south. Now, in this mid-sized pace, you also have places like Coconut Point for your shopping, hundreds of stores there. You also have the Miramar outlets, again, hundreds more stores, and then Gulf Coast Town Center. So all these things seem to be right off of I-75 or right off of US 41, very close by, lots to do. So if you're a shopper, there's plenty for you. We can't talk about that mid-sized city without mentioning beaches. Beaches are one of the biggest draws, obviously, in the area. And anyone in Southwest Florida can be to a beach within 15 to 30 minutes in most cases. So if it's not something you have to do on a daily basis, then we can get you there relatively short time frame. But keep in mind that those commutes can change depending on time of year. If you get into season and there's more people here, you might want to add another 10 to 15 minutes to that time frame. All right, the next thing you want to consider when you're moving to an area is jobs. Do you have one? Did you have one set up before you came here? Do you need to get one? Now, many of the people that move to our area are retired, so no, jobs aren't for you. And now in 2020, we're finding a lot of people telecommute. They're able to work from home. How great is that? So that does help as far as the job market. Otherwise, the jobs available in our area are service related in most cases. There is medical, and construction is huge right now for us. In fact, if you go on Indeed.com and do a search of the Cape Coral area with a 25-mile radius, there's 8,000 jobs out there. So if you're looking for a job, they're certainly there. I will caution you though, if you have the job in advance, it's probably going to be a lot easier on you when it comes to moving expenses. Now with moving expenses, you have to take into consideration which way you're going. Are you purchasing first or are you renting? If you're renting, you'll most likely need first, last, and security deposits. And then if you have not secured that property yet, especially if you're trying to move when we're in our seasonal months, you might also want to plan for another 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks worth of hotel stays just to be able to get you through to finding the place for you. If you're looking to buy, same thing. Your expenses will be highly dependent upon, did you purchase in advance or are you going to purchase once you get here? So the time frame of a real estate transaction is a minimum of 30 days to 45 days if you're getting a mortgage. I'd even plan for up to 60 days. So if you have not secured a property, have a place to stay for up to 60 days just to be sure that you're not left hanging. Another thing to consider, and a lot of questions I get is it affordable to live there? Affordability is dependent upon location and proximity to two things, a city and the coast. So the closer you get to the coast or the closer you get to a city, prices will be higher, lots will be smaller, things will be more congested. On the flip side of that, if you go to a further inland location, you're going to get more space, you're going to get a bigger bang for your buck, so you can get maybe some acreage for the same price you would for a lot in one of the towns. As you've heard, there's no state income tax, huge bonus, and our sales tax is only 6.5%. On the property tax, That's normally in the 1.7 to 1.9% of the assessed value of a property. Now, assessed values are 90% of what the appraised amount of the home is. Now, when you're moving, you also have to consider in those moving expenses, am I bringing my stuff with me? When you buy a home in Florida, most often you'll end up getting a refrigerator, a range, stove, a microwave, dishwasher, and disposal. Washer and dryer could be there, maybe not. So that's already going to be there. You don't have to bring those things. They'll be in the house. If you rent, you get most of those same things. Many occasions, though, there is no washer and dryer at all in the unit. So be careful when you're looking to rent and ensure that you have the washer and dryer in the unit if that's what you desire. Aside from that, you need to look at what things I need to bring with me. Now, in this area, people decorate their homes in different ways, obviously personal choice, but lighter colors seem to be the favorite. So if you have a bunch of dark furniture or large furniture, it may not fit into your space and it might not give you the vibe that you want when you get here. So unless it's a piece of furniture you're super attached to, or if it's something that affordability just says, hey, I've got to hold on to this because I can't replace it when I get there, then by all means bring it. But keep in mind, you're hauling all that extra weight, and that moving company or your moving van is going to be weighed down that much more. So you're going to take on expenses with gas and other moving expenses by bringing it. So get rid of what you don't need, cut down on how much you're bringing, and we might as well talk about that last thing, which is storage, because when you get here, all your stuff may not fit, and then you're going to end up getting a storage unit. So there's another expense. So let's just try to pare down as much as possible, only bring the things that you really need, and start enjoying the Florida lifestyle. If you learned anything from this video, go ahead and subscribe so you get all the future videos. Give me a comment down below if there's something else that you'd like to hear that you didn't hear. And here's some other videos that you can take a look at to tell you more about the area. And until next time, if there's anything I can do for you, give me a call, a text, an email, because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast.